One normal day of Chelsea Football Club would actually go a long way to making my life a lot more stress-free, to be honest. I wasn't even expecting to make a video this evening, but it seems the Chelsea fans are at war with Romelu Lukaku, which are words I did not expect to say, as I said, in this video this evening, but apparently it has happened. Romelu Lukaku has come out and said some things on Sky Sports, I think it was, that have not gone down well with the Chelsea faithful, and as a Chelsea fan myself, I've decided to come on YouTube, of course, and make a video and basically give my thoughts and my opinions on what he has said. And basically, I was just having my dinner, I was just relaxing, watching a bit of YouTube. After I finished my dinner, I just said, you know what, I'll go on Twitter, probably scroll aimlessly through for a few seconds before going off and just getting on with my evening. That's not how it worked out. As I said, I went on Twitter and saw that Chelsea fans are literally out with the pitchforks for our £100 million record signing and striker Romelu Lukaku, and yeah, the timing is just horrendous, to be honest. That's the worst thing about it, if I'm being perfectly honest. But here's what he said. First of all, I'll go through it now. First of all, he says, "I'm not happy with the situation at Chelsea. Tuchel has chosen to play with another system. I won't give up. I'll be professional." That's just a summary of what one of the things he said. I'm actually going to look up Fabrizio Romano on Twitter now and see what he actually said in full. Fabrizio Romano, yeah, completely and utterly putting Romelu Lukaku to the dogs here with his quotes. Obviously, it's not his fault. It's his job as a reporter to report these kind of things. But yeah, it's not gone down well, I think it's fair to say. Okay, so he goes on to say, "I think everything that happened last summer was not supposed to happen like this. How I left Inter, the way I left the club, how I communicated with the Inter fans. This bothers me because it was not the right time." Which is another really interesting statement to stay at this stage of the season, that he is unhappy with the way he left Inter Milan. Then he goes on to say, "Now it's the right time to share my feelings. I've always said that I have Inter in my heart. I know I will return to Inter. I really hope so. I am in love with Italy. This is the right moment to talk and let people know what really happened." And to be honest, I'm sorry, Romelu, I'm not on your side here, because I think it's just a stupid thing to say. You really should keep it behind closed doors, especially with the things he said about Tuchel, that, you know, he doesn't, you know, fit into his plans or whatever, and there seems to be something wrong behind the scenes between those two. But I'm sorry, it's not the right time. It really isn't the right time. I mean, it's probably the worst time you could have possibly chosen, to be quite honest, because the form we're on at this moment in time is horrendous. I mean, in December, it's not a great time to cause controversy at Chelsea, because there's enough at the club. We don't tend to do well in December, as everyone is commonly aware of at this moment in time. We've got knocked out of the title race pretty much in the last 5 or 6 weeks, so how he thinks this is the right time is, to be honest, beyond me. I'm not going to lie. To be honest, I think he's been a little bit set up. I think that Chelsea fans, first of all, the majority of Chelsea fans, as I said, or as I've seen on Twitter, are, you know, ridiculing him, wanting him out of the club, trying to banish him from the club. I don't think that's necessarily right. I think it's a bit too far to say that. I'm kind of in the middle ground of he's a disgrace and he's completely innocent. I'm kind of in the middle ground here, but it's really hard not to agree with Chelsea fans and fans in general in terms of the fact that, you know, he's obviously stated publicly now that he wants to go back to Inter. He hasn't stated when. It could be the end of the season. He could mean in 4 years' time, but the point is he wants to go back to Inter and he's not happy at Chelsea at this moment in time, which, to be honest, you can't say publicly, especially in the middle of a season, especially in the middle of a phase of games where you're playing nearly every 2 or 3 days, really, aren't you? He then goes on to say even more stuff about wanting to go back to Inter. He says, "I really hope from the bottom of my heart to return to Inter, not at the end of my career, but when I'm still at top level, to win together. I want to apologise to the Inter fans. The timing of my words was wrong. What you did for me will remain forever." And to be honest, that's quite ironic, because the timing of what he's saying right now as well is extremely wrong. And Lukaku, the thing is as well, is he strikes me as a really professional character, but he's kind of just thrown that all out the window now with what he said tonight, and it really upsets me, because I absolutely love Romelu Lukaku, but yeah, I don't even know what to make of this, to be honest. I'm kind of just really disappointed in Lukaku, and disappointed in the fact that Chelsea fans are, you know, really annoyed with him at this moment in time. And then obviously the quote, as I said at the start of the video, but, you know, elongated or extended. "Physically I am fine, but I'm not happy with the situation at Chelsea. Tuchel has chosen to play with another system. I won't give up. I'll be professional. I'm not happy with the situation, but I am professional and I can't give up now." Now that gives me a little bit of hope, because, you know, even though it's kind of like, I'm not happy, but I'm gonna keep going like this. But you know what, it's kind of just a thing that footballers have to say, really, to keep face, really, isn't it, with the fans. fans. Oh man, it's just horrendous timing, and it'll be really interesting to see if he starts against Liverpool. I don't think he will now. I think Tuchel will probably drop him for this game. It all depends on what happens in his press conference tomorrow. Thomas Tuchel at 9 o'clock. He'd probably come out and say everything's fine with Lukaku, but I'll be surprised if he starts against Liverpool now after saying that. And yeah, in terms of what now for Lukaku, God only knows. I mean, we only have the last 2 hours of information. We only have those quotes to base it off. Apparently, that interview was 3 weeks ago, which you could say changes something because in those 3 weeks he was injured and, he wasn't in the best form. You can understand why he'd be unhappy, but even still, the timing of the release is just horrendous, to be honest. And yeah, I don't know where he goes from here, to be honest. I think it's probably a bit of an overreaction, and I think in a few days' time, everything will be forgotten about and the dust will have settled, but time will, of course, tell. So yeah, that's my take on the Romelu Lukaku quotes about Chelsea and about returning to Inter Milan and about our manager Thomas Tuchel. If you have your own opinion on this, which I'm sure you do, especially Chelsea fans, leave them down in the comment section below. I am quite intrigued to see how you guys feel about this and if your opinions differ to mine, and make sure to leave a like on the video. That would be massively appreciated. Also make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're looking to hit 1.8k subscribers on this channel as soon as we possibly can, and I'll see you guys in my next video. And yeah, hopefully we wake up tomorrow morning and we have a normal day of Chelsea Football Club, which probably won't happen, but we'll see.